Okay, so I just returned from the New Year's Day ride. It's kind of a thing that me and the boys used to do every New Year's Day, unless of course it's snowing. Okay, and so I just want to give a little review on the dual velocity stack system I got going here, and I completed this in one day. You know, so basically, it's a Kuryakin uh, air cleaner. Well, actually, here, this is the one. Yeah, that's a Kuryakin cone air cleaner, and basically those things point. When you buy these, they point forward like that. Okay, but me being different, I machined a an adapter, and so that it would change it 90 degrees, so it would point straight up. And so, you know, I like the look of those Weber carburetors, what they're called IDFs. And the IDF is a downdraft carburetor. And I bought one of those things for like 99 bucks. Of course, Chinese made, of course. But the problem is finding a manifold for those things that's going to fit an Evo. And they have them for shovel heads and other Harley motors, but not for a Sportster. So I had to shelf that project. And so I just got to thinking, maybe I could modify this one, or maybe modify a plate, as you see here, and mount two velocity stacks on it. And that worked out pretty well. So I just went down to the hardware store, bought some sheet metal here, and I trimmed it round because I had to take the dimensions off of this thing, which is like 4.5. So I just made a 4.5 diameter circle, and of course I had to cut on the inside, because the inside diameter of that base or that inlet is 50 millimeter. And so you can see what I had to do inside there. And so it all seemed to work pretty good. But in the future, now I got some on order. These are like 2-inch, velocity stacks. And the ones I'm gonna get, they're gonna be about 4 inches. They even make a 6-inch too. So I'm gonna see just how well that's gonna work. But for the ride, these things actually work better than the filtered air cleaner. Probably because, it's got a filter, so more air. And now I'm running the stock jetting now. So I have to say that what you're looking at, that's a Mikuni clone, Chinese, of course. And I know these things got some bad feedback by some people, or I guess Mikuni loyalists. But this thing works pretty damn good. And all I did was took the jets from my CV card, and of course these come with their own jets. So I put in, I think it takes a 180 main and a 32 pilot jet, and that all worked out pretty well. And this thing runs, it pulls well from down low all the way up. But I'm just wondering what 4-inch or 6-inch velocity stack is going to do. So they're on their way, and I'm going to put those things on here once things get a little warmer here, because it's, I don't know, I think maybe 40 degrees right now. And so the ride went pretty well, and there's a few things I'm going to do to this thing. The crankcase breather, well, it sits off of the rear cylinder, but what I'm going to do now is, well, later on in the spring, is all this here I'm gonna put on this front cylinder, and I've got a little project going for my starter. You'll see what I'm gonna do that in the spring here. But other than that, just to get a little review on the ride. The ride went well. This dual velocity stack setup went pretty good. It pulled well, and unlike on this one here, right off idle, it stumbles a little bit, but this thing just pulls hard right off idle, and I like that pretty well. So that worked out fine. So if this is something you want to try on your Sportster, just give a little like to my channel, and I'll answer some questions that you might have. So until then, everybody have a safe and wonderful new year. I don't know what the new year is going to bring, but hey, we'll see. Until then, keep your upside down.